Welcome to episode 36 of Mathghamhain Morsels. This is again going to be in a Sanguine Start series. And today, as you can see, but you might not quite be able to tell what it is, we're going to be making a absolutely delicious baked trout that has been seasoned up with first a dry rub and then some mustard. So I will show you guys how to start this off here, but we're going to have to jump back in time for that. So I'll see you back then. Okay, so the dry portion of what we're going to be doing with the trout is fairly simple. It starts with some light brown sugar. So you just want to get a bit of that in here. It might be a bit too much, but we can just dial back how much we add on to the fish, and that's no problem whatsoever. By the way, this is being shot after I already did this, because there's a video error, so there's no fish tonight. There's just me making this so that everyone can see how I made it. So to that I added some black garlic powder, a bit of smoked garlic powder, then a pinch of Durango wood smoked salt, there we go. And because I really like smoky flavors when it comes to fish and pretty much in anything, I'm going to add a little bit of hickory smoked powder. If you don't have some of these ingredients, don't worry, make your own combination. This is just the general idea. I know that not a lot of people can get access to Durango smoked salt or have a place that gives them hickory smoked powder. Smoked garlic can be a pain to find, and even black garlic can be difficult to find in certain areas. So, once you get all this into a bowl, there's a number of different ways that you can do it. You can either whisk it together, you can get a knife and, or get a fork rather, and just kind of whisk it with the fork or mix it with the fork. Or you can do what I did, which was I just kind of got my hands in there and mixed it round with my fingers. And then this was just sprinkled on my trout. So the next part, you'll see me add a really nice mustard on top of the trout as well. And this mixture stays good for a good while. So you can mix up too much of it. You can use it on fish. You can use it on steak. You can use it on pretty much anything. You just want to make sure that what you're using it on doesn't have a really mild flavor, because this is fairly strongly flavored up. But even pork, you can use it with pork. Try different seasonings in it. Throw in some cayenne, stuff like that. It's pretty basic dry rub, and it's delicious. So let's jump back in time to when I was actually making the trout, and you guys can see what the next couple steps are. Once you get a good amount of your seasoning, you don't need to completely cover it. You just want to get enough so that the seasoning can permeate the meat and gets a decent amount of coverage. I also want to add some mustard to this. I'm using a really good triple crunch, as this one's called, mustard. It has pale mustard seeds, it has dark mustard seeds, and it has that nice middle ground. So some spicy mustard, some more mild mustard. And this is, again, someplace where you just kind of want to get your hands in and smear that mustard around so that you get, again, good contact. You'll want to clean your hands after you work with this. But once the mustard and your seasoning's on, let me just add a little bit more of the seasoning right there since I rubbed some of it off. And a little bit there. There we go, that should be good. Once all that's done, then you want to throw this into a bag or container, something like that, and let it just kind of marinate, let the flavors blend together over about an hour, hour and a half in your refrigerator. Once it's done with that hour, hour and a half, you can pull it out, and you'll want to pat the surface off a bit, then stick it into stick it onto an oiled baking sheet, and have that all go into a 350 degree oven until the fish is a nice medium rare, or medium if you prefer. You can cook it more, but I don't. I like that medium rare, medium area. I think it's a bit of a travesty if you cook it beyond that. And I don't recommend going less than that unless you have a sushi grade piece of meat, just for safety reasons. But that medium rare, medium, that's a happy spot for this. So I will join you guys back after this has marinated and I've stuck it in the oven to cook a little bit. And we'll be good to go, and I'll show you the end result. Okay, so here we are. The trout is out of the oven, and I have a decadent little side dish over there. I grabbed the wrong type of fork for a moment. The trout is out of the oven after cooking up beautifully. Easy to cut with the side of a fork. All those flavors really permeated the trout. So I'm getting that sweetness of the brown sugar, smokiness from the garlic and the salt and the hickory smoke powder that I used. A slight mustardiness, which just goes amazing with this fish. And it is absolutely delicious. And if you're wondering what's off to the side here, I mentioned that cheese sauce goes amazing on just some crispy smashed potatoes. So that's exactly what I have here. God damn, that's delicious. And as I said, the trout is flaking nicely. It is an absolutely beautiful. This is probably about more of a medium than a medium rare, but absolutely delicious. And like I said, that seasoning really just permeated the fish. So every bite, you get smokiness and sweetness and garlickiness just playing off, and everything about that seasoning enhances the flavor of the trout. None of it masks the flavor. It's all about building up just the flavor of the fish. And that's one thing that you always want to do whenever you're seasoning really anything. You want it to enhance, not mask. So, I'm going to polish off this bit of trout and my cheesy smashed potatoes. But let me leave off with my normal. Try new things. Experiment with your food. Have fun. Explore. Enjoy life. Enjoy your food. Tell me how you like to have your trout or your salmon. Salmon and trout are very similar fish when it comes to their flavors. Tell me how you like to have them. Do you have a special blend that you end up throwing on, or are you kind of like me and just... You have a general idea, but every time you make it a bit different. Because you want to use this seasoning or that seasoning, or you want to play up this flavor of the trout or salmon versus that flavor. Let me know. But yeah, get out there, explore, try different dishes, try making new things, and have a good one all.